Anthony Capasso, a former AP World History student who has had success in their class this year. I am here today to share with you how I tackled difficult assignments with ease, all because of a simple mnemonic device that anyone could easily employ. In AP World History, a student is faced with a lot of information. They see many different topics in the chapters that they are assigned to read. In reading these chapters, it can be very, very difficult for a student to remember and organize all the information for tests, quizzes, essays, and the treacherous AP World History exam. Fortunately for me, I was introduced to SPRITE by my teacher. This acronym stands for Social, Political, Religious, Intellectual, Technological, and Economic. These are the major categories that evidence and facts can be organized into for someone to best grasp what they have read. First off, this system can help someone to boil down the notes that they must read in the chapters into a compact outline that can be reviewed at a later date. If a few highlights of the chapter are made into a SPRITE chart with categories as rows, the information can be at your disposal at any time. This makes studying a breeze. I remember the complex topic of the Franks and the Carolingians. This had a lot of information over a fairly substantial period of time that gave me difficulty remembering it all at once, until I organized it, however. I organized it based on the large tribes that migrated for social, Charlemagne the Emperor for political, Roman Catholicism for religious, worship of the Emperor for intellectual, the three-field system for technological, and the rise of kingdoms with markets for economic. Each of these facts can be used to identify this particular empire with generalizations. In addition to SPRITE being useful for notes and outlines, it could also be helpful for performing body paragraphs on the AP-style essays, such as the compare and contrast and the infamous changes in continuities over time essay. On this year's compare and contrast, I was unsure to what to make for my categories. The question was about comparing and contrasting the Silk Road and the Trans-Saharan trade route from 600 to 1450 CE. I had the appropriate to back it up. Part of the rubric requires that the evidence be put into appropriate body paragraphs based on the introduction. In the end, I decided to break the evidence into SPRITE categories of political, the unification of the empires on the routes, ideological, the shared knowledge and culture between nations, and economic, the different luxuries brought away from foreign lands. Overall, I was able to brainstorm more evidence that made my essay even better because I had helpful guide in writing. This made putting the essay together really quick and really easy. Also, besides just the compare and contrast and the changes in continuities, the evidence could be, the SPRITE system could help put evidence into groupings for DBQs. DBQs, you have to analyze the documents and group them appropriately, and this could be difficult. On this year's exam, the question was about the influenza outbreak of 1918-1919 worldwide. I understood the documents, but had a really difficult time putting them into groups because all the documents seemed the same to me until I thought, let's use SPRITE. I decided to put the categories into religious, the many appeals to the deities of the people writing the documents, ideological, the tragedy that people saw made them feel worse, and political, the easing of war during World War I. After doing so, I was able to go right beyond the core, the basic core, and expand to give reasons for these events. Lastly, in classroom discussions, such as the Harkness and debates, it also helps at organizing your points. Most often, points can be came up with, but they have to be put in a logical way to refute others' points. This year we talked about the changes in World War I with British India. I knew a lot about the empire, but I didn't know about what to say. So I thought, hey, let's use political. So I showed the change from the British control to independence through Gandhi and the peace movements. So now that you see that SPRITE is helpful, I hope you choose to adopt it. It will help you become a better student and be on your way to a 5 in this really difficult class. Also, I guarantee that if you employ it, you'll enjoy the class more. You see everything beautifully. You're organized and it's clean. Thank you.